Hi there, Year 11, it's Miss Hammersley. I'm recording this video to help you with your revision, and I'm going to have a go at answering all the questions in this exam paper to help you see how I would write it and the kind of things that you might need to do well in the exam. I'm going to do it a question at a time. I'm hoping that will help, so you can do just watch certain videos, and it's the exam paper you've just done for your mock, the 2019 one. There's only, I think there's 2 other sample papers online, so if you like this, let me know and I'll do some more videos. So on the front of your paper, this is where your examiner will add your marks up. This is where you write your name and your surname, don't write anything else. And obviously the centre number is 20657. First couple of pages are always multiple choice. Read the question properly. So your examiner is going to be looking to mark it with some pace. They're not going to rush, but it helps them if you answer the question the way it says. So this question is talking about commercial and non-commercial establishments. And it says, play the correct letter. So it doesn't want you to write any of these things, it wants you to write the letter. So we know that commercial means make money, non-commercial means you don't make money. So prison doesn't make money, and the RAF doesn't make money. Pizza Hut and a bed and breakfast both make money. So that's how you would present a question like that, where it asks you to just place the correct letter. Again, this question, which you're familiar with now, it asks you to place the letter in the box. And it says, below are the images of the kitchen brigade at the Sheridan restaurant. Now, throughout the exam paper, because it's a vocational course, they will always give you an example of a company, a business, a person, to get you to think about the real world. So we don't know the Sheridan restaurant, we've never been there, we'll probably never go there, but it just wants you to think about the fact that it's a restaurant. Place the job roles in the correct order, so it wants you to do it from the top to the bottom, the most senior person to the least senior person. So whichever works for you best. You're familiar with this question. We can start with plongeur because we know they're at the bottom. Before then we've got apprentice. Before then we should have a commis chef. And the images help you to an extent because you can visualise them. It might be that you come across some of these roles that you've never heard of before. And that's the way I've done it. Look, I've done the bottom couple because I'm sure about those, and then I'm going to go to the top. I know the head chef's at the top. I know that he's going to have a sous chef. That's his second in command, his second person. And then EA, FDC, who have I missed out? Chef de partie. Okay? So chef de partie is the person, think party, think part, think section. So he's in charge of a section. Sous chef means second. So second in charge. And that might help you. So that's question 1A and 1B. Two examples of the job role of the executive chef. So be really specific about what they do. Don't talk about vague things like ordering, telling people what to do. The executive head chef is the really senior person, and he's employed because of his experience, because of his knowledge, because of his creativity and his skills in cooking. So he would probably design a menu and teach staff how to cook it. So that would be his job, that would be specifically him designing that menu. He might meet with suppliers, find suitable ingredients. So there's lots of answers you could have put here, but I've chosen those two just to introduce that idea to you. So an executive head chef is somebody really senior, and we're not talking about somebody in a local restaurant like a McDonald's or somewhere small. We're talking about someone really senior at a really nice restaurant, 5-star, Michelin star type of restaurant. So it might be that he's meeting with somebody to find the specific meat that he wants to use, or he might be meeting with a farmer to find out what seasonal ingredients he can provide. And here I've just mentioned about designing the menu. It might be that he comes up with these really interesting creative dishes and teaches staff how to cook them. Qualifications. In this mock exam, lots of you wrote health and safety. You also wrote hospitality and catering. It wants you to identify. Identify means name. And when you're identifying in your naming, you've got to be very specific. And it wants 2 qualifications. Doesn't want subjects, it wants qualifications. So you could say a degree in management, and you might say hospitality management. That's the type of degree you can do. You might know some of these because you might have researched it yourself. You could say the course that you're doing level 2 vocational hospitality and catering. You could name that. You could also name GCSE English qualification you're doing, because you need a GCSE in English and Maths to do most things now. So you could be really clever and put that, or you could put GCSE Maths. If you wanted to talk about hospitality, food safety, you could put level 2 food hygiene. That's another alternative, but you need to be very, very, very specific. Okay, I'm going to carry on to question 2, and then I'll do a separate video for question 3. So we've talked a little bit recently about contracts, I think. If we haven't, a seasonal contract is something that is temporary. So it might be during the summer, where a holiday resort is busy. You might offer somebody a seasonal contract because you only want them to work during the summer when it's hot. That might appeal to a student who's home from university or college or whatever they're doing. It might appeal to somebody who's moved area, that's new to the area and just wants short-term work. It might appeal to somebody looking to move to a new industry. But the downsides of a seasonal contract is you might struggle to find good quality staff. It might be people that have just lost a job and they're not very reliable perhaps, or it might be people that aren't familiar with the industry. So there's pros and cons to seasonal contracts. This question here is talking about Robert. We don't know who Robert is. It's talking about the Smiths Hotel in Brighton. We don't know anything about that. You might be familiar with the place Brighton. If you're not, it probably won't affect how you answer the question, but Brighton's a busy place. It's a seaside resort. So they've included Brighton just to get you to think about the fact that it's busy in the summer. It's by the beach. The hotel is always fully booked during the summertime. However, the hotel is very quiet in the winter months. So they've given you a clue there in the question. So don't misread anything. Identify the type of contract Robert should offer in the majority of his employees. Tick the box. So it said that they're busy in the summer, and it said that it's quiet in the winter. So if he employs them full time, he's got to pay them all year, every week, every month, all the time, which isn't going to work for him if it's quiet in the winter. Part-time contract, he's still got to employ them all the time, every week, every month, and pay them. So it's not going to work. So a seasonal contract.